What if a single book, penned in an indecipherable script and adorned with images of otherworldly flora and celestial anomalies, could rewrite everything we know about history or even foretell humanity's destiny? This is the enigma of the Voynich Manuscript, a 240-page relic that has defied explanation for over 6 centuries. Discovered in 1912 by rare book dealer Wilfred Voynich within the shadowed vaults of an Italian monastery. The manuscript immediately captivated and tormented scholars. Its fragile vellum pages, yellowed with age, are covered in a swirling, unreadable script, a labyrinth of characters resembling no known language, ancient or modern. Yet the true mystery lies in its illustrations, plants sprouting blossoms from their roots, nude women submerged in turquoise-hued pipes reminiscent of alchemical vessels, and constellations ranged into hypnotic spirals that defy classical astronomy. One botanist, upon examining the otherworldly flora, remarked in awe, "It's as if someone drew the ecosystem of another planet." Carbon dating in 2009 confirmed the manuscript's origin to the early 15th century, thrusting researchers into a paradox. How could a medieval author depict microscopic cellular structures, a discovery requiring lenses not invented for another 200 years with such precision? Or chart zodiac symbols misaligned with known constellations, as if anticipating the slow dance of stars across millennia? These anomalies defy the timeline of human knowledge, suggesting either a hoax of unparalleled sophistication or a mind gifted with foresight bordering on the supernatural. The plot thickened in 1961 when William Friedman, the father of modern American cryptology, marshaled an elite team to crack the manuscript's code. Equipped with cutting-edge IBM computers and armed with algorithms spanning ancient ciphers to Cold War-era encryption, they launched what many believed would be the final assault on the Voynich's secrets. Yet, after years of relentless effort, the team conceded defeat. Friedman, broken by the manuscript's resistance, penned a haunting final note before his death. "It's not a language, but a form of concept." Was this a fleeting glimpse of truth, or the desperate conclusion of a genius pushed to his limits? The Voynich Manuscript's defiance of logic only deepens with each investigation. Its text, a mesmerizing cascade of looping glyphs and cryptic symbols, follows linguistic patterns just coherent enough to hint at meaning, yet dissolves into chaos under scrutiny. Historians, linguists, and code breakers have likened it to a hall of mirrors. Every step toward clarity reflects back a new layer of riddles. Take the so-called biological section, where female figures float in interconnected tubes filled with greenish fluid. Are these diagrams of alchemical processes, medieval depictions of the human circulatory system, or something far more alien? Even the manuscript's zodiac charts, adorned with nude women holding stars, clash with traditional astrology. The constellations are subtly distorted, their angles skewed as if the artist had mapped the heavens not as they were, but as they would be millennia later. Yet the manuscript's most unsettling quality is its uncanny ability to unsettle those who study it. Historian Stephen Bax, who dedicated years to decoding its botany section, once warned, "The more you decode, the more you feel someone's watching from those pages." This eerie sentiment echoes through the ages. Modern analysts report sleepless nights, a creeping sense of paranoia, and even vivid dreams of the manuscript's imagery, as though the book itself resists interrogation. Is this merely the psychological toll of confronting the unknowable, or could there be a darker undercurrent to the Voynich's legend? from its cryptic script to its prophetic illustrations. The manuscript exists in a liminal space between genius and madness. It mocks the boundaries of time, a 15th century artifact filled with imagery that prefigures microscopy, genetic engineering, and celestial mechanics. Could it be the work of a Renaissance polymath who stumbled upon forbidden knowledge, a collaborative hoax by medieval tricksters, or, as some fringe theorists suggest, evidence of an extraterrestrial or transtemporal hand guiding its creation? The answers, if they exist, remain locked within its pages that seem to shift in meaning with each generation's technological advancements. As AI and quantum computing join the centuries-long quest to crack its code, one truth becomes undeniable. The Voynich Manuscript is more than a historical curiosity. It is a mirror held up to humanity's insatiable hunger for answers and a reminder that some mysteries, perhaps, were never meant to be solved. If you believed the mysteries of the Voynich Manuscript couldn't grow more unsettling, prepare to confront evidence so chilling it left even seasoned scientists questioning reality itself. In 2014, Dr. Arthur Tucker, a botanist with decades of expertise, dropped a bombshell. He claimed to have identified 37 plant species within the manuscript's pages, but none belonged to Earth. These flora bore eerie resemblances to plants native to the Americas, yet the manuscript predated Columbus's rival in the New World by over 2 centuries. Among them was a depiction of Vanilla planifolia, the vanilla orchid, but with a grotesque twist. Its fruit grew upside down. Defying all known botanical laws, the implications were staggering. Had the manuscript's author somehow glimpsed a future where genetic engineering distorted nature? Or were these illustrations evidence of an ecosystem entirely alien to our own? This discovery sent shockwaves through academia, blurring the lines between botany and science fiction. But the anomalies didn't end there. The manuscript's astronomical section, filled with concentric circles and spiraling star patterns, mirrored modern simulations of Earth's precession, the 25,800-year wobble in our planet's axis, a phenomenon utterly beyond the comprehension of medieval minds. How could a 15th century scribe have visualized a cosmic cycle that science wouldn't grasp for millennia? Skeptics dismissed it as coincidence, but in March 2021, an AI developed at the University of Alberta added fuel to the fire. After analyzing the manuscript's cryptic script, the AI detected intricate semantic patterns, more complex than ancient Hebrew or any known cipher. Yet, despite its computational prowess, the machine hit a wall. The text resisted translation, as if intentionally designed to outsmart both human and artificial intelligence. This paradox, a language sophisticated enough to mimic linguistic rules, yet impenetrable to modern technology, deepened the enigma. Was the Voynich Manuscript a cryptographic masterpiece, or something far more unsettling? Just as hope for answers seemed lost, a shadowy figure emerged from the digital abyss in 2018. A German software engineer known only as Z uploaded a video that sent shockwaves through online forums. Speaking through a voice modulator, Z claimed to have cracked 10 pages of the manuscript using quantum mathematics, a field blending physics and advanced calculus. His theory: the symbols weren't words at all, but equations describing space-time fusion, a theoretical phenomenon where gravitational waves and quantum fields intertwine, according to Z. The manuscript predicted cataclysmic events, polar shifts, gamma ray bursts, and even timelines where past and future collided. The video, laden with animated diagrams of collapsing stars and warped galaxies, went viral overnight. But 48 hours later, the S-channel vanished without a trace. All traces of his research from posts, social media accounts, even metadata were scrubbed from the internet. Was this the work of a meticulous troll, exploiting humanity's fascination with the unknown? Or had he stumbled upon a truth so dangerous that unseen forces erased him from existence? Conspiracy theorists pointed to government agencies, or clandestine groups guarding the manuscript's secrets, while skeptics argued the disappearance was a calculated stunt to amplify the mystery. Yet one detail haunted investigators: fragments of ZS equations, salvaged by archivists, bore uncanny similarities to cutting-edge papers on multiverse theory published in Nature just months later. Coincidence, or evidence that the Voynich's riddles were bleeding into modern science? The botanical and astronomical oddities, combined with ZS cryptic claims, painted a portrait of the manuscript as something beyond a medieval curiosity. It began to resemble a bridge between eras, a tome encoding knowledge that oscillated between prophecy and forbidden science. Could its author have been a time traveler, an alien visitor, or a visionary tapping into a collective unconscious? The inverted vanilla fruit, the precession diagrams, and the quantum equations all hinted at a mind unshackled from temporal constraints. Yet for every theory, contradictions rose. If the manuscript held futuristic secrets, why bury them in a code that even AI couldn't breach? If it was a hoax, how did it accurately depict concepts centuries ahead of its time? The more experts peeled back its layers, the more the Voynich seemed to defy logic, existing in a liminal space between genius and madness. And as the world grappled with these questions, a darker undercurrent emerged. Whispers circulated among researchers. Those who delved deeply into the manuscript often met strange fates, careers derailed, mental health shattered, or worse. Whether curse or coincidence, the pattern was undeniable. The Voynich Manuscript, it seemed, guarded its secrets not just with ciphers, but with an almost sentient resolve. As we inch closer to its truth, one must wonder, are we decoding a historical artifact, or are we being lured into a labyrinth where the boundaries of time, space, and human understanding dissolve into chaos as we descend into the Voynich manuscript's most harrowing secrets? The line between ancient artifact and cursed relic begins to blur, a descent into darkness where symbolism and mortality collide. In 2020, Dr. Lisa Fagan Davis of the Medieval Academy of America unearthed a scene so macabre it redefined the manuscript's enigma. Page 67v. Here, an old tree erupts from the chest of a lifeless woman, its roots serpentining through her ribcage before burrowing into her heart. The illustration, rendered in ink that has stubbornly resisted chemical analysis, initially appeared as medieval allegory. But under 10x magnification, researchers discovered thousands of minuscule red dots clustered round the roots, uncanny replicas of red blood cells, complete with the concave disc shape identified by 17th century microscopists. The implications were visceral. How could a 15th century artist depict cellular structures invisible to the naked eye? Worse yet, was this a metaphor for a life feeding on death? A grotesque symbiosis hinting at forgotten rituals or biological experiments lost to history? The tree's branches, laden with unidentifiable fruit resembling human organs, only deepened the horror. Some scholars theorized a link to alchemical arbor philosophica, symbolizing the fusion of body and cosmos, but none could explain why the artist chose such a visceral, anatomical precision, yet the manuscript's true malevolence surfaces in its pharmacology section, a catalogue of recipes straddling the line between medicine and nightmare. In 2022, Dr. Javier Corriente, a philologist specializing in medieval toxins, published a bombshell analysis. The pages detail elixirs blending common herbs like valerian with lethal doses of ergot-fun, a mold known to cause hallucinations and convulsions and, most shockingly, precise measurements of human blood. One formula prescribes 3 parts henbane, 2 parts mandrake, and 1 part blood drawn under the full moon, with ratios so exact that modern toxicologists confirm they'd induce a trance-like state. Bordering on brain death, this isn't folklore, Corriente warned. These are clinical instructions, as if refined through trial and error, on living subjects. The grisly recipes align eerily with 15th century witch trial records, where accused women confessed under torture to brewing Sabbath ointments from similar ingredients. But the Voynich's cold, methodical tone lacks the hysterical demonology of Inquisition documents. Instead, it reads like a laboratory manual, suggesting a clandestine tradition of bio-alchemy that treated the human body as raw material. Was the manuscript a guide for creating mind-controlled assassins, immortal hybrids, or something beyond modern ethics? The lack of marginal notes common in medieval texts hints that its creators already knew the cost. At their craft dot then, there are the deaths. In 1953, linguist Joseph Martin Feely collapsed stars after publishing a paper claiming to decode the Voynich's herbal section. His final words scribbled in a hospital margin: "The roots, they're not plants." In 2004, mathematician René Zandbergen vanished during a solo expedition to Prague, where he sought the manuscript's rumored source text in a sealed crypt beneath Vajhrad Castle. His last email, timestamped 3:33 a.m., contained blood. Photo of a stone slab etched with Voynich-like symbols and the phrase Custos Veritatis, Guardian of Truth. To date, at least 7 researchers tied to the manuscript have died under mysterious circumstances: sudden cardiac arrests, disappearances in locked archives. Even a fatal Folonto, an open page of the manuscript itself during a 1987 exhibition. Skeptics dismiss these as tragic coincidences, but patterns emerge. Victims often spoke of recurring nightmares prior to their deaths, visions of the manuscript's root women dragging them into its pages, or the tree from page 67 regrowing through their homes. Forensic analysis of their notes reveals a chilling trend: marginalia increasingly devolving into frantic scribbles, as if the writers were racing against an unseen force. Is the Voynich manuscript cursed, or does it guard its secrets through means we dare not name? The parallels to folklore's killer books, grimoires said to drain their readers' souls, are undeniable. Yet modern technology adds a sinister twist. In 2018, a digital archivist scanning the manuscript for a Yale database suffered a seizure while enhancing page 67V's blood cells. EEG readings showed brain activity mimicking a heart attack, despite her body being physically unharmed. She awoke screaming, "It's not ink, it's alive," before erasing her work and quitting the field. Whether psychological contagion or something older, the manuscript seems to weaponize curiosity itself. Historian Maria Lopez Portillo, a survivor of the 1987 incident, theorizes the book is a mimetic hazard, information designed to destabilize the mind. Akin to a cognitive virus, yet this raises darker questions. Who or what would engineer such a text? A cabal of medieval sadists, an extraterrestrial intelligence testing human resilience. Or a future civilization sending warnings through time, encoded in blood and symbolism. As we grapple with these horrors, one truth chills above all. The Voynich Manuscript doesn't merely describe death. It invites it whispering promises of forbidden knowledge to those brave or foolish enough to listen, while its pages silently tally the cost of hubris. As the curtain falls on the Voynich Manuscript's centuries-long enigma, a shocking revelation thrusts us into uncharted territory where the past and future collide with terrifying intimacy. In June 2023, a shadowy collective of hackers breached Yale University's vaults, leaking 6 never-before-seen pages from the manuscript. Their contents so destabilizing that even seasoned scholars questioned reality among them. An illustration pulses with eerie prescience, an underground city bathed in cold, ethereal light, its architecture a fusion of Gothic arches and sleek, biomechanical curves. The city's power source, orb-like structures resembling miniature fusion reactors, their cores glowing with a hue absent from the natural spectrum, scrolled beneath the image. A Latin phrase repeats 17 times in manic loops. Custodite tempus, God, time. Is this a warning against meddling with temporal forces, a blueprint for a post-apocalyptic survival, or a glimpse of a parallel civilization thriving beneath our feet? The academic world fractured instantly. Historian Klaus Schmidt dismissed the leak as the hoax of the century, pointing to AI-generated forgeries, while Harvard astrophysicist Ovilo, famed for his extraterrestrial hypotheses, declared it the most compelling evidence yet of non-human intelligence. Yet beyond the debate lies a chilling pattern. Since the manuscript's 1912 emergence, humanity's technological leaps, the telescope, quantum computing, CRISPR gene editing have mirrored its pages with uncanny precision. The underground, cities' orbs, for instance, echo recent breakthroughs in zero-point energy research, while the manuscript's biological section, once deemed fantasy, now parallels synthetic biology's creation of self-replicating organic machines. Are we unwittingly following a script penned 6 centuries ago? Are innovations merely discoveries of lost or planted knowledge? The leaked pages deepen the mysterious psychological grip. Why does Custodite tempus repeat exactly 17 times? Numerologists note that 17 symbolizes overcoming the past in Kabbalistic tradition, while physicists link it to the 17 fundamental particles of the Standard Model. Coincidence? Or a clue that the manuscript's author understood? Universal constants beyond medieval comprehension. Even skeptics falter when confronted with the reactor's design. Hexagonal lattices identical to those in NASA's prototypes for Mars habitats, published months after the leak. This reverse chronology future tech appearing in the 15th century. Text as birthed theories of time loops or data sent backward through black holes. Yet the most unsettling question remains unspoken. If the Voynich is a roadmap, who or what is guiding us toward its horizon as we stand at this threshold? The manuscript transforms from artifact to oracle. Its pages no longer feel static, but alive, adapting to our technological zeitgeist, as if the act of decoding reshapes its meaning. The leaked city's luminescent orbs now flicker in labs from Silicon Valley to CERN, blurring the line between inspiration and imitation. Are we the authors of our future, or mere scribes transcribing a design older than civilization itself? The answer, perhaps, lies in your hands. Do you dare to keep decoding? To chase secrets that might redefine humanity's destiny or unravel it? Share your theories below, and subscribe. For when the Voynich's final truth emerges, it may not merely change the world, it may change what we are.